We are back.
Welcome back to the PennyLysPodcast.
Welcome back to our lounge room on a Friday night.
Yeah. We had struggles trying to get this started, didn't we, Liz?
I dribbled a little bit of my wine.
You did dribble a little bit of your wine.
There were regrets that we didn't start recording earlier. I, however, am relieved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you can probably see, there's been lots of things happening.
We all can see. We can all see what's happening.
Yeah. Well, actually, not everyone can see because not everyone's on YouTube. If you aren't on YouTube, go and subscribe on YouTube.
Okay.
You look up PennyPow or the Pennylys Podcast and you'll be able to find our podcast there. But you'll be able to see.
Then you will see what I see, what everyone else sees.
Yeah, exactly right. So we've got some new headsets so we can actually hear ourselves speak. That's crazy, right?
I just turned my volume down. There's a volume button on the back. We're all learning. I was like, what's happened? Anyway, there's a volume. It has a volume control.
Yeah.
It's really great.
It's
I'm loving
really
it.
fancy. So, yeah, Lissa's actually is plugged into the computer, so hers is glowing as well. Can't really see it on the camera, but it looks all right. It looks pretty
know
good.
it's glowing.
You know it's glowing.
Yeah, so
We all
I'm
know it's
excited.
glowing. It's very exciting.
It is exciting.
So thank you very much to our Patreons that are supporting constantly. So very much appreciate it. That's what's helping, us get little bits of gear and all that kind of stuff, which we've been doing a lot of.
Getting some gear. Branching out a little bit.
Yeah. So how many adapters do you think I've gotten over the last couple of weeks?
All I know is every day I get home and there's another package and you're like, oh, that's an adapter. I'm like, okay.
What's it an adapter for?
What are we still adapting?
Yeah.
Like, if we need this much adaptation, maybe we should scrap it, go back to the start and think of a new idea.
So everyone would have known that, I'm guessing if you've gotten up to this episode that you saw last week was a 20-minute episode, there was a phone call interview that we tried to do on that one, but we had some technical issues and it didn't work. So I've been trying to fix it, trying to get some adapters,
and you did it.
Sort of. Still getting there. I think
more adapters.
I think we're up to about 8 adapters I've gotten, and we're not quite there.
Nine might be the right number of
that's
adapters.
The sweet spot. Oh well.
And I'm very excited about your adapters, but I just have a question about your current headwear.
Okay, we'll get into that. Probably people that are watching the YouTube will be thinking, who is that's on the screen there reading a book? And it's a special guest. So
I suppose we should bring that up first.
Yeah. Wave, say hello. That's Mean Mother. That's my mother, and she's a special guest. She's actually in lockdown and quarantined, 1.5 meters away, staying away from us, which is always good. So there was some issues there with her coming into the state, and there's COVID restrictions, etc., etc.
And now she gets to hang out here for 14 days. So that's great that we could set up a camera and she can join us virtually.
Yeah, and I'm sure she'll react to our dumb words that we say throughout this thing. Yeah, so there we go.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome, Mean Mother. All right, and she's not a mean mother. She's just her name, just her username on Twitch. Anyway, so the hat. Okay, so
the hat was going to be my lead-in for where did you get the hat? What's about the hat?
What's about the hat?
What's about the hat?
What's about the hat? It's a bucket hat, as you can see.
I didn't know bucket hats had come back in.
It doesn't matter if it's in or not. I enjoy it. So I think
you very much do enjoy it.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's a Pac-Man bucket hat. So that's what it says on the thing. And I got it from the show in a show bag. Because I'm a big kid.
I wish I could make fun of you, except I too got a show bag.
Yes, you did.
And I chose my show bag based on one very important feature.
If it had stickers?
If it had stickers.
Yeah. It did have stickers.
It did have stickers. That's why I got that one.
And llamas. And llamas.
I love llamas.
Ain't no llama dramas here. Something like
stickers.
that.
Yeah, they don't have great catchphrases, but they're stickers nonetheless. So
we're very lucky to actually get to the show. So what happened was we went to the show on Friday, which is the day after we record the podcast. So that's why we didn't talk about it until now. But we got in there on the Friday. Everyone had to still wear the masks and all that kind of stuff here. But the day after is when we went into hard lockdown, and the show got cancelled.
Yeah, so I know so many people around the area were like, we can't wait for Saturday. Saturday's the best day. It's going to be amazing. All this stuff's happening. And they didn't get to go.
Yeah. Sucked in. Friday's the best day.
Friday's the day you should go. So we are so lucky. We got to see the fireworks. We went on a ride.
It was actually pretty crazy, wasn't it?
It was really good.
We were actually, big kids, went on a bunch of rides and
had Dagwood dogs.
Ate Dagwood dogs, put it right in our mouth with some tomato sauce, which was delicious. Actually, I was actually really impressed with the show, like entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't. We've been here for 9 years. We literally live across the road, basically, from where the show is. We haven't been the whole 9 years.
This is the first year we've gone.
We've just, stand out the front and be like, get off our lawn.
When they park in our street. That's it. We're like, we know it's showtime. They're parked in our street.
Yeah. Get off our lawn. Anyway, so 9 years and we finally go, and I was pretty impressed.
I actually was as well. Normally, I'm like, I don't need to go. I can see the fireworks from the lounge room window.
Yeah, but they had so much more than fireworks.
They did. And we did actually put a video in Discord of what we stumbled across when we were like just first walking around.
Yeah, freaking night.
People fighting each other in armed suits.
It wasn't what I expected.
No, it was intense.
Like Game of Thrones or something where like they're in their army and they're fighting and they're keeping space between each other and they're stepping correctly and they're using their swords.
This was not that.
No. They were like running at each other like a bloody steam train.
And someone was on the ground and they just kept hitting them repeatedly.
Breaking their arm and everyone's going, nope, they're breaking their arm.
No, stop.
They're breaking their arm.
Yeah, it was intense. I didn't expect that.
Safety first.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was good. Yeah.
It was great.
I really enjoyed it. The rides, Dagwood dogs,
and
fireworks.
Then within 24 hours after that, we were in lockdown.
Lockdown. Yeah. So this is our current situation.
Yeah. It's been a quiet week.
Well, that was quite a lot to unpack straight away. What are we going to be talking about for the rest of the podcast?
I have an update from Instagram.
Perfect. Yeah, that's right. You're going to do a dumb Instagram thing.
And I did it. And I'm going to tell you about it.
Oh, good.
And do you want me to tell you about it now?
Yeah, well, we could talk about that. The other things we're going to do is the little book of jokes. So I apparently been looking into how we can make this book of jokes.
Yeah, the logistics. I needed to understand how it's going to happen.
Yeah, because I was all like,
let's just make a book.
Let's make a book. I didn't even look into it. I was like, okay, it's going to happen. It doesn't matter.
No, I've looked into it. We've got some options.
We'll do that. And we'll go through a few jokes that were submitted this week. Also, I said last week that we'd talk about sport movies that inspired kids to do sports, and I got some funny stories.
I can't wait.
Mostly about us. So tell me about Instagram.
So on Instagram, I said I was going to make a reel. The algorithm doesn't matter. Just pick.
Didn't you mean the things you do in it don't matter? The algorithm does matter.
So the things you do don't matter. You can't like make it work for the algorithm. All you need to do is pick trending audio and that's it.
Okay.
Like proper content doesn't matter. So I picked trending audio that had a dance. I didn't do that dance. And I used made up words and I put it up as a reel.
Well, they weren't made up. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's not made up.
Well, it is. Like, it's not like thingamajig and whatchamacallit.
Okay.
They're like made up words. They're nonsensical words.
Nonsensical? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I picked and I put it up and the first 20 minutes didn't get many views. And that's normally like a really good TED tale. Like it takes off real quick and you're like, I've got this. This is great. And I was a bit worried before you left. I went, this ain't going to happen.
Thank God. Because you look ridiculous doing a stupid dance.
And it would be dumb if this actually went
and
far.
Actually worked.
Yeah. Anyway, but then a little bit later, thanks to a lot of people who follow us on Instagram that shared it, liked it and commented, It now has 896 views, which means it is our third most successful reel. So just as a comparison, which was my point.
Absolutely ridiculous.
It doesn't matter how much effort you put into it. It doesn't matter whether you do the dance, whatever. Our jumping video had 224 views and that took us so long to do.
Yeah, right.
So, it doesn't matter what you put in your reel.
Oh, okay.
Trending audio.
You did look pretty cute in it, so that's probably what got a bunch of likes.
I did also cheat and put in there, hey, I made a bet that I could make this go viral.
Yeah. That probably helped.
I'm surprised you didn't call me out on that, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, it wasn't in the rules. I did it, and that's what happened. So thank you for everyone that shared it. It was a great lesson.
Yeah, and just so you know, I really appreciated the messages every 5 minutes saying, oh, it's up to this amount of views. Really appreciated it.
I just really wanted to keep you afresh with what was happening.
Yeah.
But just so you know, after that reel, we had 3 new followers.
Yep.
So we had Angela.
Okay.
Ange started following us. Ketelin started following us.
Oh.
And Cam.
Wow.
So who knows if it was because of that reel.
Yeah.
But we have 3 new people that have joined us.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. I welcome to the community where we talk a lot of words from our mouth that don't make a lot of sense. And if you like to do that, just spill out those words in comments and we will talk about them on the podcast.
Correct.
I don't know why I went on about that, but
it was a lot.
We went on and
But
down a
anyway, I'm
stream.
just going to pull you back in now. And that was Instagram for the week.
All right, so we'll move on from this
Let's
point
move
now.
on then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to talk about before you go on about the little book of jokes and then we go into the next section about the sports and stuff was a 3 a.m. thoughts that you submitted a while back. And I just wanted to unpack this. I just wanted to see if this was some sort of, deep nightmare that maybe you've had or what really happened.
I don't even know what one you're talking about. What is it?
In Discord, you put in 3 a.m. thoughts. I wonder how often people fart on me without my knowledge.
I wish I could take credit for this.
Yeah?
I didn't.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It was just funny from someone else.
It was just funny from someone else and I shared it.
Yeah.
But it did really get me thinking because there was a video where they had heat censored people farting in public locations.
Yeah.
And it really did get me thinking, I bet there's so many, like I'm sitting next to someone on the train or they're behind me. How do I know? They just let one rip. And so that was actually the thought from our friend Joss.
Yeah.
And it gets me thinking now when someone's near me and they look a bit uncomfortable, I bet they're farting.
It's not just the chair that they're sitting on.
No.
They're probably
you know what?
8 beans.
It's definitely not the chair they're sitting on. It's definitely not. Number 1 rule.
I think it was from How I Met Your Mother, wasn't it? They have the telltale signs of someone who's about to fart.
Oh, yeah. The lifting of the leg.
Lifting of the leg, yeah. They're walking along.
The looking around.
Yeah, they're walking along with a straight back. And the legs aren't bending. And then next second the hip hits goes up a bit. And they look around like they're pondering or something
they're like
that.
What's going on? Yeah. Telltale signs of a fart.
Telltale sign. I think after people have watched that though, they sort
wouldn't
of
do
know.
that?
They stopped doing that. And that's where they had to go to that next level with the heat sensing cameras, which is horrifying, disgusting, and weirdly mesmerizing as well, isn't it?
It is to watch it, but it also makes me want to have a heat-censored camera at all times.
At all times?
So if you were around me, just know, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I've got an app now that tells me if you're farting.
It tells me, and I know.
It's like the thing you put in the pool for peas.
Yeah.
It's an app that tells if you're farting. That's great. All right, perfect. Let's move on. Okay, little book of jokes, little book of jokes, little book of jokes, little book of jokes. Yeah, so I actually recorded a new song for that. I did some recordings.
Has
of
it
some
already been
songs.
played?
I haven't played it just then. No.
okay.
I've almost got the adapter to set you up.
The ninth adapter.
Yeah, the ninth adapter to get you set up. So you'll be the button presser of these things.
And that's when the show goes downhill. We reach new lows.
I'm very entertained. Either or. Okay, so we're going to talk about some jokes that we've got.
Yes.
And we're going to be talking about how the book of jokes is going to be made.
Yeah. Should we start off with some jokes?
Yeah, 100%. We need some jokes. It hasn't been funny so far, so let's pick up our game.
Am I kicking it off?
Yeah, kick it off.
I had two that I loved. These came from Cam from Instagram.
We just talked about Cam.
I know, he gets 2 mentions.
Nice
They're
one.
really good jokes.
Good job, Cam.
Okay, so we've got 2. The first one is, I have a horse named Mayo. Mayonnaise.
No. No.
I actually love it.
Sorry, Cam. No more for you.
Except for this next one that you've already submitted and I'm putting in.
Okay, sure.
Why couldn't the green pepper practice archery?
I don't know.
Because it didn't have an arrow. I love both of them. They're in the book.
Welcome to the book. You know that laugh where I think it's from Carl Barron.
Where you just
the,
and you
like
just
from your
exhale
nose.
from your nose.
Yeah, it was one of those laughs. It's not a real laugh. It's just a.
I love them both.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cam. Keep them coming.
Probably perfect for our book.
Yep.
Okay, so we had a couple that came through. JT, who's been quite vocal on our Discord with the jokes, and who is a longtime supporter of our channel as well as the Discord, has sent through a few, and I think they're worthy of being in there.
I'm really concerned.
Yeah. All right. So we've got a couple. I've got 3.
Okay.
You ready
That's
for
a
this?
few, but we'll get into the semantics of that later.
Yeah, you know what I'm like. All right. Okay, so where do bad rainbows go?
Rainbow Hell.
Prism.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Prism.
That's
yeah, with
funnier.
an M, not prison.
Yeah,
Prism.
That's funnier than Rainbow Hell.
Yeah. Don't worry though. It's a light sentence.
Oh.
Snap.
I love this because they're like science jokes.
Yeah, and it's 3 levels to that joke,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Okay.
Get you thinking. All right, so what's the difference between a well-dressed man on a bicycle and a poor-dressed man on a tricycle?
I don't know.
Attire. It's because of the 2
No,
wheels,
I got it. The
3
tri-bi
wheels, tricycle,
difference.
attire, both wearing different clothes, attire.
Interesting that you know the difference between 2 and 3 in that scenario, but weren't sure about the difference between a couple and a few in the other one.
All right, next one.
Okay.
Did you hear Tesla is coming out with their own lawnmowers?
No, I did not.
They're calling it Elon.
And that's from JT.
That's from JT. Yeah. Thanks, JT, for submitting them. They're in the book.
I feel like we need a stamp of approval at the end, like, boom, you
They're
made
in
the book.
I'll sort it out on your button presser thing.
Thank you.
All right, cool. So tell me how we're going to get this made. I want this made.
So the reason I started looking into it was we were talking last week and we were talking about the idea of having a joke a day.
Yes.
I love it. Want to do it.
Great.
There's not enough time.
Yeah, good. That's
Not
good.
an option.
That's fine because
So
it's a lot of work, and you know what I'm like with work.
Less work.
Less work.
So can't do it. Won't have it in time for this year. No point launching it. Like, we can look at it next year. It could be another thing that we do or
Next
another
year.
project.
Yes,
but
perfect.
not an option. Not enough lead time.
Okay.
What I did find out was I actually, like, deep down, sorry to say this, but I really thought we're not going to actually make a book.
What?
As you know,
What is this?
As you know, I thought
gotta
initially
make
it was
a
an
book.
ebook. I thought it was an ebook, and I
No,
knew that
it's gotta
could
be
happen.
A physical book.
I know. So I started looking into it. What I did find out is, 1, there are so many options and we can print as minimum of 50 books.
Nice.
And two, and it's not going to be super expensive to do that. And two, the lead time's not too great. There's heaps of places in Australia that can do it. There's places that do like a drop ship version where they only print them out as they're ordered and they post worldwide.
Wow.
So we actually have so many options.
That is really cool.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
I like the idea of it being like limited edition.
Yeah.
So only certain people in the world, out of the 7 billion people in the world, only a certain amount of people have it.
Yeah, so each book is like numbered.
Yeah, numbered, signed.
Now we're getting way of it.
Highlighted underlines of
Here's my favorite joke.
Yeah. And I'll draw a picture.
So there's going to be like 3 books.
Remember how I was like, I didn't want to do too much work?
Yeah, no, you're like, I'm going to draw a picture for every book.
Every book.
But anyway, this is actually going to happen. So just know I'm on board now. Sorry, guys.
What do you mean you're on board now?
I just had a lot of doubt and I needed to do that research and I'm so glad I did. But it's absolutely going to happen and we've just got so many options.
That is
we can
awesome.
Get it done. Yeah.
Cool. Little book of jokes.
Little book of jokes.
Little book of jokes. It's time for the next section.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is kind of a 3 a.m. thoughts thing again, I guess. I don't know. What segment would this fit in?
It is I think it's like, why do we do this? Why does this happen?
Why do we
like
do
you're explaining
this?
stuff, like the facts behind things, what the connections are. I think it's that.
Okay, so the idea of this section in total is about how movies about sports inspire children to want to play that sport and how cool it is and they want to play it. So that's the idea of it. What mostly got me into thinking this was a few things. First, Space Jam came out. There was a failed version of The Mighty Ducks Returned come out. And the Olympics that are on at the moment.
Yeah, I thought this was an Olympics segment.
No, it's not so much about Olympics, but we could talk about Olympics.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So first of all, let's talk about Olympics. So there's been some weird sports that have been put in this year. Do you know all the new sports that have been put in?
Skateboarding.
Okay, skateboarding's one. Yeah.
And that's all I know.
Okay, cool. So I want to do a bit of a bit of a quiz thing with you.
Okay, great.
Around what is an Olympic sport and what isn't. So I'll go through a couple of them, and you have to guess which one is and which one isn't.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so arm wrestling or darts?
Arm wrestling.
You'd think so. It's actually neither of them. So it's just a trick question to start off with.
Okay, great. All right, I'm warmed up.
I had a feeling for some reason there was arm wrestling to do with the Olympics because there was something to do with someone at our work was to do with at the Olympics doing arm wrestling. I think it's
I think they lied to you.
I think it's an athlete's thing that they do.
It's a sport.
It's a sport they do.
But it's not in the Olympics.
It's not in the Olympics, but they do it in the village.
So they coincide it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think something like that.
Okay.
Anyway, next one. Surfing or water skiing?
Surfing.
Correct. 2 from 2. No, not really.
Do you want to know how I know?
How?
It was in the Sega game, California Games.
Sega. Great. Paintball or badminton?
Badminton.
Is it though?
Yes.
With some weird things that have come in this.
Badminton.
It is badminton. That's correct. I wouldn't have thought badminton, right? Like little shuttlecocks. Anyway. You're such a kid. All right. BMX freestyle or BMX racing?
Racing.
It's actually both. So it's
okay.
Yeah, both.
So
of
I'm
those.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Canoeing or foosball?
Canoeing.
Yeah, it is. You got 5 from 5. So congratulations.
Thanks.
Good job. Good job. But some of those are pretty weird.
They
and
are.
Foosball is actually one that they're trying to get in. No word of a lie.
Who has the next Olympics? Do we know?
I don't know.
Okay.
Brisbane's got one though. Coming up.
So Is that where this is leading? Because I think like everyone's like, okay, when's the next Olympics? It's going to be in Brisbane. How can I participate in a sport? And it's going to be here and I can go to it.
Yeah. So maybe some people can try and get good at foosball because there is a lot of people on the internet trying to get foosball as an Olympic sport.
That's not where I was heading for foosball necessarily.
Okay.
But surfing.
Or badminton.
Or paintball. Get paintball in the Olympics.
Yes. Yeah. Paintball is actually another one that people are trying to get in, as well as rugby and a bunch of things like that, racing, car racing, horse racing and stuff like that.
Cool.
So, yeah, that's pretty exciting.
It is.
The stories that I have, so since Space Jam came out recently, Space Jam, when it originally came out, inspired me and my brother to play basketball.
You didn't play basketball. Yeah. That's a lie.
It's not a lie. Not even a little bit.
Can I look over for confirmation? Did he play basketball?
Yeah, I think so.
So it's not like you played it for years.
I think so.
You didn't play it for years. You weren't a basketball star.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. And this story is actually about my brother. So my brother is the Necromi on Twitch, and I'm not sure if he's happy about me telling this, and I haven't even actually told him.
Yeah, no, that's fine. He'll find out when he listens to it.
So Space Jam inspired him to play basketball, and me. We both started at the same time. He was very tall for his age.
Great. Perfect for basketball.
And the team were very excited to have him on board. So he didn't start at on one of the training days. His first day was actually a game day. So
perfect.
He thrown right in the deep end.
You know the gist of it. You've seen the movie. Yeah. It's fine. It'll in there.
It'll be fine. Roadrunner style, you know. Yeah, anyway. So he comes on there, has no idea what he's doing. The team was like super excited at the start. They lost all faith throughout the game. He couldn't sort of hold the ball. He got a bunch of fouls for like dribbling incorrectly or whatever. And it ended with actually someone throwing him the ball and everyone just stood still and waited. Everyone stood still and waited. Even the other team felt so bad for him, they'd sort of give him a chance at throwing the ball to him.
It's fine. We're not going to do anything. So you just do your thing.
Under no pressure at all. He was just standing there with the ball right under the net. Shoots it
misses.
And misses. And that was the last day he played basketball.
First and last, hey?
First and last, yeah. So just a little bit under-coordinated, I think.
Yeah. Or maybe their opening test of why do you want to play basketball? I saw Space Jam. Yeah. It's maybe not like the right test.
I saw Bugs Bunny do it. I love Bugs Bunny.
I think it's fine. I can do it.
Exactly.
Great.
So I played basketball as well. I wasn't as bad, but basically halftime I went to have a drink of water, and some of the other kids didn't like me very much, and they dacked me.
And that was the first and last game that you played of basketball.
There you go. So, yeah. So those were the kids that played basketball before it was cool.
Yeah, they were like, these Space Jam kids. We don't like
Space
this.
Jam kids. Get out of here, Bugs Bunny. So that happened. Yeah.
So they're the OGs.
Yeah. So another movie that influenced a lot of people, and this was actually pretty funny because it was the Mighty Ducks. So we wanted to play ice hockey then because we were like, oh, this is cool. Ducks, quack, 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 quack.
Yeah, where'd you live?
Lived in central Queensland.
Oh, yeah.
Very hot. Smaller town. There was no ice rinks.
No winter either.
No winter,
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, well, what's the closest thing? Roller hockey.
How'd that go?
Well, they didn't really have that there either until after the Mighty Ducks because a bunch of people wanted to play then. They had a roller skating rink and all that kind of stuff. I didn't. I was sort of like, oh, maybe I need to practice, and we'll practice on the street. And Mum took us to the sports shop, and we got the the flat hockey stick things from
You're all prepped
from the movie. We had a hockey puck and all that kind of stuff. Not a ball like that other grass hockey stuff. No, that's not Mighty Ducks.
You need a puck.
The need puck. Anyway, so I got the thing. We were out on the street playing hockey with each other. This is me and my brother, and we're on roller skates, so strapped into these inline roller skates, right? So I think I was skating across with the puck and trying to score, and my brother, which I was playing against, sort of bumped me, and I went into the gutter and broke my arm. My arm was like in half, and so not in half, obviously, just bent, and really weird. My
just like
auntie was there at the
weird-
same time, and she was a nurse, so she sort of popped it in place. It was very traumatic, and that's how that dream of being
2 from 2
a Mighty Duck ended. So sports isn't really a highlight.
Yeah, I went through my list of things I was inspired by, and I can tell you all the sports that I played when I was younger.
Yep.
None. I did not do.
Yeah.
But I mean, if there was a movie about joining the debating team or something, I would have been like all on that, because
my God.
the debating team and the choir were like my high points. But if I think about other people around the same time, when Bring It On came out, everyone wanted to be a cheerleader.
Oh, right.
Like real resurgence. And I remember in like central Queensland being like huge amounts of cheerleading teams, which is just, they came out of nowhere. Just crazy. And Bend It Like Beckham, all of a sudden it was like cool for chicks to like soccer. I'm like,
Okay.
not for me, but absolutely saw that happen while I was over here writing my finishing debate speech, because I was the one that, brought us home.
Okay, good. Good. So you sort of watch things from afar while they happen. You still watch the movies, but weren't inspired to actually do it.
Oh, not quite.
Not quite.
Inspired to watch other people give it a red hot crack.
Yeah.
And based on your 2 experiences, I'm really glad that I just sat that out and just watched other
No
people.
broken bones for you. And that was the show.
That's it.
That's the end.
That's all we have.
It's like I'm very excited that it's the end, but I'm not. I was just like, I'm very excited about that episode, maybe.
It was really great. We loved it.
And now it's over.
We tried to bring you a lot of energy. We're stuck at home. We're in lockdown. And if you're in
These
lockdown,
guys are going crazy inside.
if you're in lockdown, you can then enjoy this and feel like we're sitting near you while you're in lockdown.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Just sitting with us.
Just sitting beside you. Not weird at all.
That got real weird. Anyway, if you want to talk to us and submit some jokes or things that you would like us to talk about, jump onto Instagram or our Discord, DM us. We're always putting up either reels or stories or pictures on Instagram. So it's a good place to have a chat with us there, because we will have a chat with you. Doesn't matter who you are.
Happy to chat.
Even if you have the same door as us.
That's
for
a great
example.
opener.
Thanks, Sandy. And we'll go from there.
And we also need to thank our Patreons.
Exactly. You guys are glorious. Thank you
We
very
love
much. Again, helping us buy 9 adapters, the right amount of adapters that you need to put on a podcast and do it correctly. So I very much appreciate you all. And if you are on YouTube, subscribe on there to see the list of the Patreons at the end of the episode.
Yes. What about next week?
Yeah. What about it?
Well, next week we're going to come back and chat about
Something that you
something else. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's not on the list.
Oh, it's not on the list. List that loves lists forgot her list.
It's not on there, guys. It's
So
not on there.
obviously, the easy one would be the more jokes.
Oh,
or
yeah.
the book of
Yeah,
jokes.
we'll have more
'cause
jokes.
We're going to continue doing that, and an update about our Instagram and see what we're doing there. We'll have to just come up with something else new with that.
I'll do something. I'll come up with something for Instagram and update you next week on what I've done.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Okay, so I've got a challenge for next week.
Oh, I remember now.
Yeah, so this should actually be pretty interesting. So I'm thinking how it will work is I'll come up with sort of something, and you have to come up with a metaphor for that.
Okay.
That's how I'm picturing it. So that's the
Okay.
challenge. Come up
Okay.
with a metaphor.
So is it just one of us doing it, or
No, we'll
each
do
is
both of it.
coming up with a situation or something in life,
A situation
And-
or something, yeah.
and you have to then create a metaphor for that doesn't currently exist?
Exactly. Oh, well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Just
well,
something.
you can't just pick one that's already there.
Okay,
A
yeah.
rolling stone gathers no moss. Done.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, well, try and think of something new for a
Yeah.
metaphor. I think that would be a fun challenge.
I'm looking forward to it.
It might not last long as a challenge. It might be like, oh, we're over and done with. You didn't actually come up with anything. It sounded
And,
stupid for 2 minutes.
That was done. So look, if it was really crap, you may not see it on the next episode. Yeah. May not appear. We might
Yeah.
do something else.
The other fun thing that I organised actually this week was an interview with a robot.
Time for another interview. I hope you got the robot number 5 from Short Circuit.
Short Circuit is not a real robot. Yeah, so that was a movie. But something similar, GTP3 from Google.
Similar but better.
So I'll talk you through the specifics next week. But
Great.
very excited.
It is. It's so exciting. When I put on there, we're going to interview a robot, I was just being ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you're going to make it happen.
Exactly. It's
So
going to be
good.
glorious.
So good.
Well, thank you very much for everyone for listening. Thank you to our special guest, Mean Mother, who was sitting there reacting and saying words that we couldn't even hear half the time because our headphones are on and I can't hear a word she's saying. I'm sure she's saying something there. But thank you very much, Mean Mother, for joining us. All right.
I think she said something then.
She said something.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much. If whoever is in lockdown, please look after yourselves.
Stay safe.
We'll chat to you next week.
See you then.
Bye.